new superintendent says he is ready for the Clark County School District to be among the best in the nation. And his 5-year strategic plan outlines how we're going to get there. Calls for all schools to be rated 3 stars or higher, a 90% graduation rate, a plan to recruit and retain quality teachers, among other things. That's the short list.
Right. And Dr. Jesus Jara is in studio with us to talk about how he's going to accomplish this. I was showing you earlier, I printed the whole 5-year plan so we could show people how hard everyone's worked.
Well, no, thank you. I'm glad people are reading it. Well, yeah. It's been a team effort. And you know, the beauty of this is just the entire community really has, we provided input, an opportunity for input, town hall meetings, really. But, before that, it also coming from my 90-day entry plan, just listening to everybody about where we need to go as an entire community. And it's a partnership, myself and the school board together. And it's all right here in the plan.
We have long time known that there are pockets of greatness in CCSD. Dana and I were just talking about how then there are some areas where it feels like those kiddos are not getting the same education. How are you going to fix that? Well,
it's really learning from where we are, successful and really moving from a pockets of excellence to an entire system of excellence. And I think, I started with really breaking down the district into regions. You get into 3 different regions, really looking at setting the expectations from, 3 different region superintendents and really providing that support for principals, but then also really putting some systems in place, right? I mean, I think one of the things that we have been lacking as a system, that we don't have an entire system of excellence so principals, teachers can learn from one another. And I think this is going to give us that, and standardizing some of that work that principals are asking, and that's what I learned from our, my listening tour.
Yeah. How about bringing in good teachers, holding on to those teachers? What's the plan, on a short version, of how you plan to do that?
Well,
it's a big topic. A lot of people talk about it.
It is, and I think right here in this plan is really investing in people. I mean, our teachers, when we surveyed the teachers before the legislative session, one of the priorities was, obviously lowering class size, but then also that support is learning from those principals that are not losing teachers, those great teachers. How do you invest in them? And that's one of the, the strategies that we have in there. And then celebrating the success. How do you celebrate our educators that are doing that hard work every single day? And that's all included in some of the strategies there as well.
Can you accomplish what you've set out in your 5-year plan if we don't get more money for education?
Well, that's a big question. And when you really look at is how do we then, first of all, are we spending the current dollars that we get in the right things right now? And that's part of the looking at some of the efficiencies that we need to drive to from operations, and then create some efficiencies to bring back into the classroom. And I've had the conversation. I went on tour last week in the state legislature and the governor, and I said, here's what we're going to do. We need to address the funding formula. We need to address the funding that's coming into our schools from, Carson City. And I've had that, deliver that message to the governor, and both in the Assembly and the Senate.
Good. Well, we do have to wrap it up. For folks who are watching, if they want to participate in the conversation about that, where do you recommend that they go? Just attend the meetings?
CCSD.net has that opportunity there. And, Thursday we will be voting on, the board will be voting on how I will be communicating our progress.
Okay.
Great.
So, it's going to be very transparent as a community where we're headed, and I think that's the exciting piece for me.
Thank you so much.
You've said from the beginning you want to be transparent. We appreciate that. Thank you. All right, everybody, our superintendent. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Stay with us, Rebecca.
Take a break and talk about the